What if I told you that your success in life has almost nothing to do with how smart you are, and everything to do with how you make people feel? Think about it. Promotions, relationships, sales, even friendships. They don't hinge on logic, but on influence. And here's the real shocker. Dale Carnegie discovered these secrets nearly a century ago, yet most people still ignore them today. This book isn't just about being liked. It's about unlocking a hidden power, the ability to win people over, bend conversations in your favor, and open doors you didn't even know existed. Welcome to How to Win Friends and Influence People, a guide that could completely flip the way you think about human connection. Hello, everyone. Hi, all.
And welcome to Book Podcast Zone.
I'm Emma, and I'm incredibly excited to truly unpack this timeless classic with you today, really get into every nuance, every implication.
And I'm John, here to help us connect the dots between Carnegie's enduring wisdom and, well, our incredibly complex, fast-paced modern world. It's more relevant than ever, I think.
Oh, absolutely. Today, we're embarking on an expensive deep dive into one of the most impactful self-help books ever written, Dale Carnegie's How to Win Friends and Influence People, published way back in 1936, right in the crucible of the Great Depression.
Mm-hmm.
This book wasn't just theory. It was really forged from the real-life stories of, historical giants like Abraham Lincoln and Theodore Roosevelt, blended with observations of everyday individuals to reveal these simple yet profoundly powerful truths about human connection. And they remain shockingly relevant today, don't they?
They really do. Our mission on this deep dive is to extract every potent nugget of knowledge from this incredible work.
Mm-hmm.
We really want to see how Carnegie's insights from, nearly a century ago are not just quaint historical observations, but crucial active tools for navigating 2025's often polarized landscape. I mean, everything from fleeting interactions on social media to the enduring challenges of remote work, even personal relationships, community engagement. Human nature, it turns out, it's a constant. And mastering these principles offers a tangible path to transforming your life. We're going to pull out surprising facts and practical applications that you can put into practice immediately.
So get ready to truly understand what's important, not just in winning people over maybe, but in building genuine, lasting connections. We'll be going chapter by chapter, really digging into each idea. Let's jump right into part 1. Fundamental techniques in handling people. First up, chapter 1, provocatively titled, If You Want to Gather Honey, Don't Kick Over the Beehive.
Love that title.
Me too. That title alone paints such a vivid picture, doesn't it? Carnegie kicks off with this incredibly powerful, almost blunt reminder that criticizing others almost always backfires. It's an invitation to approach human interactions, even the confrontational ones, with gentleness.
Right, with strategic understanding rather than direct aggression.
Exactly. He underscores this with dramatic tales from his own time, the 1930s, recounting stories of infamous criminals like Al Capone or Gun Crowley.
Mm-hmm.
Even these men facing severe consequences for, heinous crimes never once saw themselves as truly wrong. They found elaborate justifications for their actions.
Always.
Seeing themselves as victims or simply misunderstood. It's fascinating.
That historical context is so telling, isn't it?
Yeah.
It highlights a fundamental, almost universal human tendency. We are incredibly adept at rationalizing our own actions.
We really are.
Regardless of the evidence or consequences, just to protect our ego, our self-perception. Carnegie's true genius here lies in his deep understanding of this psychological need.
Yeah.
When you criticize someone directly, you're not just challenging their behavior, you're often perceived as attacking their very self-worth, their intelligence, or their intention.
Right. It feels personal.
It feels deeply personal. And this immediately triggers a primal defensiveness. Instead of opening them up to your perspective, you effectively shut down all communication, making genuine influence utterly impossible. It's like I'm trying to reason with someone who's just been punched. They're not listening.
Not at all. Absolutely. And when we bring that insight into our modern world in 2025, it's clearer than ever how destructive criticism can be. Just think about those heated online debates on platforms like X, formerly Twitter, or, Facebook comment sections.
Oh, yeah.
Toxic. Totally toxic. A harsh, critical comment, even if it's factually accurate, can instantly spiral into a viral feud. Neither side concedes an inch. It just becomes an echo chamber of negativity and outrage. The goal shifts from understanding to simply winning or proving someone wrong at all costs.
And it never works.
Never. And this principle applies equally to our increasingly remote and hybrid work environments. A public criticism in a virtual meeting, or even just a strongly worded message in a team chat, can dismantle morale and trust in an instant. It creates this environment of fear and caution rather than open collaboration and, psychological safety.
Indeed. And to bring this to life with a U.S.-based example, let's consider, say, a local town council meeting in a vibrant, often quite progressive city like Boulder, Colorado. A passionate resident stands up, maybe brimming with frustration, and harshly criticizes a new recycling policy, perhaps calling it stupid and the council members incompetent for proposing it.
Oh, dear.
Right. What do you think happens? Instead of sparking reconsideration or a thoughtful dialogue about the policy's merits or flaws, that personal attacking criticism likely just hardens the council's stance.
They dig in.
They dig in. They become defensive. The resident, despite perhaps having valid concerns about logistics or implementation, now appears uncooperative, maybe even unreasonable, and it diminishes any chance of influencing policy in a constructive way.
They've kicked over the beehive, right? And now they're dealing with the sting.
Such a perfect analogy. So what does this all mean for you, the listener? This chapter offers a crucial, maybe counterintuitive shortcut to navigating today's often divisive social climates. It's about saving relationships and opening doors by fundamentally changing your approach to conflict.
It's not about being weak, it's strategic. Exactly. It's not about being a doormat, but about strategic empathy. It's a powerful lesson in choosing connection and long-term influence over the fleeting, often destructive satisfaction of being right or proving someone wrong. It helps you build bridges, not burn them, even when you feel someone is clearly in the wrong. Like, subscribe, and share for more updates. And now let's continue to the next chapter. Okay, our journey continues with Chapter 2, intriguingly titled, The Big Secret of Dealing with People. Now that sounds like something we all want to unlock, doesn't it?
Definitely. What is it?
Well, Dale Carnegie reveals what he considers to be the most potent tool for influencing others. Honest and sincere appreciation. He argues it's far more effective and profoundly more genuine than mere flattery.
The difference is key.
Huge difference. It's presented as the single spark that can truly ignite motivation in anyone. And this isn't just a feel-good platitude. It's a principle deeply rooted in the economic struggles of the Great Depression.
Right. The context matters.
It really does. In that era, with widespread job losses and immense hardship, people craved recognition and reassurance more than ever. Carnegie shared stories of business leaders who, even in those tough times, managed to boost morale and productivity not through threats or bonuses, but with sincere thanks and genuine acknowledgement.
Exactly. Carnegie's profound insight here is that genuine appreciation taps into our deepest, most fundamental human need. The desire to feel important, to feel valued, to be seen for our contributions.
A desire to feel important. Yeah.
It's huge. This isn't just a superficial desire for compliments. It's a core psychological driver that underpins our self-esteem, our motivation, our willingness to engage and contribute. Unlike flattery, which is insincere, generic, and ultimately manipulative.
And people usually see through it, right?
Oh, absolutely. People usually see right through it. Honest appreciation, on the other hand, is specific, it's earned, and it builds authentic connection. It acknowledges effort and impact. This process transforms disengagement into genuine enthusiasm because the recipient feels truly seen, respected, and significant for their contributions.
It turns them from passive to active.
Precisely. It turns a passive participant into an active, motivated collaborator, loyal and willing to go the extra mile.
And when we connect this to the challenges of our modern world in 2025, this principle absolutely shines, particularly in today's remote and hybrid work environments.
Definitely.
Where physical presence and those casual, spontaneous hallway interactions are limited. A quick, genuine shout-out on a video call, a specific praise in a team chat, or a personalized email about a job well done. It can make all the difference in the world.
It really cuts through the digital noise.
It does. It can truly transform a disengaged, isolated employee into a star performer, fostering loyalty, improving their sense of belonging, and significantly increasing their output in a way that goes far beyond just meeting basic expectations. It builds that human connection in a digital space.
Let's bring this to life with a compelling U.S.-based example. Imagine a product launch team at a bustling tech startup in San Francisco. They've just finished a particularly demanding sprint, pushing hard, often late into the night.
Been there.
Right, to meet tight deadlines for a critical beta rollout. During their weekly stand-up meeting, the team leader specifically calls out a junior developer, Sarah by name. Sarah, the leader says, Your late-night debugging session last Tuesday literally saved our beta rollout. That commitment and skill are exactly why we're ahead of schedule. Thank you.
Wow, that's specific.
Exactly. This isn't generic praise for the whole team. It's specific, it's honest, and it highlights Sarah's direct individual contribution. It makes Sarah feel profoundly seen, valued for her unique effort, and it boosts her motivation and loyalty far more than a simple generic "good job team" ever could. It makes her feel indispensable.
Yeah, you can see how powerful this is for you, the listener. This principle is an absolute game changer for building robust networks, dramatically improving team dynamics, and strengthening every single one of your personal relationships. It actively encourages you to cultivate a habit of looking for the good in others.
Actively looking.
For their genuine efforts, and then expressing that appreciation sincerely and specifically. Imagine the ripple effect you could create by truly making those around you feel valued. Like, subscribe, and share for more updates, and now let's continue to the next chapter.
Okay, Chapter 3 carries a truly bold and evocative title. He who can do this has the whole world with him. He who cannot walks a lonely way.
Wow, high stakes. Seriously, that's a stark choice, isn't it? The core idea here is about masterfully arousing an eager want in others. And the key to that is genuinely seeing things from their perspective.
Ah, the perspective shift again.
Exactly. It's a complete reframe, transforming simple persuasion into a powerful partnership. Carnegie illustrates this by drawing from the lives of historical figures like Theodore Roosevelt, who masterfully charmed crowds during his Progressive-era campaigns. Roosevelt didn't just tell people what he wanted.
Right.
He aligned his vision with their interests and aspirations, making them feel heard, understood, and like his proposals were actually for their benefit. This was crucial for him to gain widespread support in a time of significant social and economic change.
That historical context illuminates Carnegie's profound insight perfectly. He encourages us to completely flip the script from what I want to what they want.
It's a mental flip.
It is. And this isn't about manipulation or trickery. It's fundamentally about deep empathy and strategic communication. By taking the time to truly understand what motivates another person, their needs, their fears, their aspirations, their challenges, you can then present your ideas in a way that deeply resonates with them.
You're connecting to their world.
Precisely. You're showing them how your proposal, your idea, or your request serve their interests, their goals, and their desires, not just your own. This transforms potential resistance into enthusiastic collaboration because they become eager to cooperate. It ceases to be just your idea and becomes a shared objective.
I think this is where so many people trip up. We're so focused on the logic of our argument, our pitch, that we forget to connect it to the listener's world, to what they care about.
We forget the what's in it for them question.
Exactly. And in our modern application for 2025, this is incredibly relevant across so many domains. Think of how successful content creators craft viral content that genuinely resonates with audiences' pain points or aspirations on platforms like TikTok or Instagram. They're not just creating, they're speaking directly to an existing desire. Consider eco-friendly brands that don't just sell products. They appeal directly to climate-conscious consumers by framing their products as a concrete solution for their desire to protect the planet and live sustainably.
They're meeting a need.
Right. Or, on a larger scale, how a successful political campaign frames its policies in terms of tangible benefits for specific voter groups, addressing their economic anxieties or hopes for the future, rather than just stating the policies themselves. It's about translating your message into their language of desire.
That's a powerful point.
Yeah.
And to illustrate with a U.S.-based live example, let's consider a school district in Atlanta, Georgia, trying to pass a bond initiative for new school facilities.
Okay.
If their campaign only focused on how property values might increase or the tax benefits for the city, they might get some support, sure, from certain segments, but to truly arouse an eager want in a broad base of residents,
You need more.
you need more. They launch a campaign that highlights how state-of-the-art schools will directly lead to better educational opportunities for their children, how it will attract new families to the area, creating a stronger, more vibrant community for everyone.
Hitting those core values.
Exactly. This approach appeals directly to parents' deepest desires for their children's future and residents' pride in their town, making them not just voters but active partners in the initiative. They see their own future reflected in the proposal.
This principle really is a game changer for you, the listener. It fosters wins in everything from high-stakes sales pitches and complex business negotiations to even difficult family discussions or community organizing.
It's broadly applicable.
Incredibly. It helps you build genuine collaborations and partnerships, rather than just getting your way through sheer force of will or logic. It's about turning potential adversaries or indifferent parties into enthusiastic allies by finding common ground, by truly understanding their perspective before you ever present your own, and then framing your offering to meet that deep-seated want. Like, subscribe, and share for more updates. And now let's continue to the next chapter. All right, now we're shifting gears and moving into part 2 of Carnegie's wisdom. 6 ways to make people like you. This is all about creating genuine connections, that likability factor.
The core relationship skills.
Exactly. Our first stop in this section is chapter 4, aptly titled, Do This and You'll Be Welcome Anywhere. Carnegie makes a very simple yet profoundly impactful claim here. Becoming genuinely interested in other people is the quickest and most effective way to become likable.
Simple but not easy sometimes.
Right. It vastly outshines any form of self-centered conversation, boasting, or attempts to impress. He argues it's how you step into a room and instantly become, well, a magnetic force. This concept was deeply inspired by the social dynamics of the 1930s, an era when networking and genuine human connection were absolutely crucial for lifting people out of isolation and economic hardship. Carnegie recounts stories where simple, sincere curiosity about others helped individuals build immense influence and even empires of connection.
That historical backdrop is critical. It underscores the timelessness of this principle. Carnegie's insightful analysis here delves into how this seemingly simple act showing genuine interest fundamentally shifts your focus outward.
Away from yourself.
Exactly. Away from your own ego and self-preoccupation towards understanding and appreciating others. When you sincerely listen and ask thoughtful, open-ended questions about someone else's life, their work, their passions, their challenges, or their dreams, you implicitly make them feel important.
There's that word again, important. It's key. And people are naturally profoundly drawn to those who make them feel good about themselves, who value their experiences, their opinions, their stories. It creates a connection built on respect and authentic curiosity. Rather than a performative interaction where everyone is just waiting for their turn to speak, you become a mirror reflecting their value.
It's so true, isn't it? So often we think we need to be interesting when in fact we need to be interested.
That's the core shift.
And if we connect this to the bigger picture of 2025, this is the fundamental difference between, say, an ignored connection request on LinkedIn and a truly fruitful, collaborative professional relationship.
Huge difference.
It's about building genuine rapport in a virtual networking event where you might only have a few minutes, or making a lasting, memorable impression in a quick coffee chat. In a world saturated with noise, with everyone vying for attention, being the person who is truly interested in someone else's narrative makes you instantly stand out.
It creates an authentic human bond that cuts through the digital clutter.
To illustrate this with a vivid, US-based live example, let's imagine a large professional conference in a bustling city like Orlando, Florida.
Okay.
Instead of immediately launching into a pitch about her services to every person she meets, a savvy marketing consultant named Maria spends her time at the networking reception asking other attendees about their biggest industry challenges.
Focusing on them.
Exactly. What they're truly passionate about in their work, or even their favorite local restaurants and weekend hobbies. She's genuinely curious, making eye contact, listening intently. By the end of the evening, she hasn't sold anything directly, but she's made several genuine, memorable connections.
Building the foundation.
Right. These people later reach out to her because they felt she truly understood them, took a genuine interest in their world, and made them feel valued. She built trust before she ever introduced her services.
So for you, the listener, this simple shift in focus, this commitment to genuine interest in others is a true superpower. It can help you create instant bonds in virtual meetups, face-to-face interactions, and anywhere you want to feel welcome, connected, and influential. It's not about grand gestures, it's about authentic engagement. Like, subscribe, and share for more updates. And now let's continue to the next chapter. Next up is chapter 5, a simple way to make a good first impression. This one is so incredibly simple, yet Dale Carnegie champions it as powerfully effective.
Sometimes the simplest thing is the most powerful.
So true. He highlights the power of a warm, sincere smile as a silent ambassador of goodwill, capable of instantly transforming any encounter and melting away barriers often before a single word is even spoken.
It's universal.
It really is. He pulled compelling examples from the optimistic spirit of post-depression recovery, illustrating how successful salespeople of the era were often those who closed deals not just with clever pitches or persuasive logic, but with genuine, heartfelt grins that radiated confidence, approachability, and friendliness. It's a universal signal of warmth and acceptance.
You're right, it feels almost too simple, but Carnegie's insightful analysis reminds us that a smile is far more than just a facial expression. It's a profound, often subconscious nonverbal cue.
It communicates so much.
It really does. It radiates happiness, approachability, and warmth, signaling to others almost instinctively that you are friendly, trustworthy, and pleasant to be around. This makes you instantly more memorable and likable, disarming potential skepticism and creating a positive emotional context before any verbal communication even begins.
It sets the tone immediately.
It does. It's a direct conduit to human connection, bypassing analytical thought and tapping straight into our emotional processing, making us feel safer and more open.
That makes so much sense. It's almost primal, isn't it? That response to a smile. And if we connect this to the bigger picture of our lives in 2025 in our video call-dominated professional and social worlds.
Oh, absolutely critical there.
Right. A sincere, genuine smile during a Zoom interview can literally seal the deal over a stern, indifferent, or even overly serious expression. In a sea of digital faces, that authentic warmth makes you stand out, communicating openness, confidence, and a positive disposition. All invaluable traits in any interaction. It's your most accessible, powerful tool.
To give a tangible U.S.-based live example, think of a customer service representative at a major airline's check-in counter at a busy hub like LAX, Los Angeles International Airport.
Okay, I can picture that stress.
Exactly. Even when dealing with a long line of stressed, often frustrated travelers, a representative who maintains a genuine warm smile while efficiently handling requests creates a much more positive experience for the passenger. That smile often diffuses potential tension and impatience far more effectively than one who looks bored, annoyed, or merely goes through the motions.
It changes the energy.
Completely. That subtle yet powerful smile communicates, I'm here to help, and I'm happy to do so, transforming a potentially negative interaction into a more positive one.
Here's a valuable takeaway for you, the listener. This small, easy, and completely free act of genuinely smiling can make you unforgettable. It can dramatically improve your first impressions in any setting and profoundly influence your daily interactions, both online and off. It's an immediate, incredibly effective tool you have at your disposal. Always like, subscribe, and share for more updates. And now let's continue to the next chapter. All right, Chapter 6, with its rather ominous title, If You Don't Do This, You Are Headed for Trouble, underscores the gravity of its message.
Sounds serious.
It does. The core idea here is that Carnegie highlights the profound, almost magical impact of using and recalling names. He argues that a person's name is to them the sweetest and most important sound in any language.
That's often quoted, isn't it?
It is, and for good reason. He makes a stark distinction. Forgetting a name can feel like erasing someone's identity, making them feel invisible or insignificant. Remembering it, however, etches you into their heart, creating an instant connection.
It shows you're paying attention.
Exactly. This principle echoed the personal touch needed in 1930s business dealings. Carnegie vividly showed how industrial titans of the past, like Andrew Carnegie, no relation to Dale, interestingly enough,
Right. Different Carnegie.
built immense loyalty and influence by making it a point to remember and use the names of thousands of their employees and associates. It was a mark of respect and true engagement.
That historical connection to Andrew Carnegie is fantastic because it grounds this seemingly simple principle in powerful, real-world success. Dale Carnegie's insightful analysis here reveals how remembering and using someone's name is a powerful, direct bridge to deeper, more personal connection.
It's more than just memory, it's connection.
It is. When you use someone's name, you acknowledge their individuality, their unique identity, their importance. It signals respect, attention, and a genuine recognition that they are not just another face in the crowd. This simple act makes people feel seen, valued, and truly unique.
Which fosters warmth and trust.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It fosters a sense of warmth, trust, and belonging that is incredibly difficult to build otherwise. It transforms an impersonal transactional interaction into a deeply personal and human one, making people feel significant.
It's so true. In an age of mass communication, that personal touch is invaluable. And if we connect this to the bigger picture of 2025, in an era where AI assistants handle much of our automated communication and we're constantly bombarded with generic messages.
We're valued customer.
Exactly. Personally addressing someone by name in an email during a virtual meeting or even in a social media comment stands out hugely. It cuts through the digital noise, the algorithms, and the mass outreach, and makes a person feel like they're being spoken to directly, individually, not just as part of a nameless, faceless mass audience.
It's a moment of genuine human connection in a digital landscape.
Precisely.
For a compelling U.S.-based live example, imagine a local coffee shop owner in a bustling neighborhood in Portland, Oregon. She makes it an absolute point to learn and consistently use the first names of her regulars.
That takes effort, but payoff must be huge.
Huge payoff. When a customer walks in, imagine hearing something like, "Good morning, Sarah, your usual latte has already started," or, "Hi, Mark, I've got that new pastry you asked about." This creates an immediate feeling of belonging, recognition, and personal connection that even the biggest chain coffee shops simply can't replicate.
You feel like a regular part of something.
Exactly. This small, consistent act fosters fierce customer loyalty, transforms a simple transaction into a meaningful interaction, and ensures those customers keep coming back, feeling seen and appreciated.
You can see for yourself how this is a vital skill for anyone. From aiming to shine and networking events and building stronger client relationships, to simply deepening personal friendships. Make remembering names a conscious priority. Practice it daily, and you will undoubtedly watch your connections flourish and your influence grow. Like, subscribe, and share for more updates. And now let's continue to the next chapter.
Okay, Chapter 7 introduces an easy way to become a good conversationalist. This is a skill many of us aspire to, right? And Carnegie's secret is wonderfully counterintuitive.
It's not about talking more.
Exactly. He unveils active, engaged listening as the true key to captivating conversations. It's about encouraging others to share their stories and making them feel like the star of the show.
Shifting the spotlight. Totally. This profound idea was born from his popular public speaking courses in the 1930s, a time when people desperately sought confidence and connection amidst economic uncertainty. This shift in focus from trying to be interesting to being genuinely interested helped transform introverts into influential communicators by shifting their focus from talking to deeply listening.
It's truly a paradigm shift. Carnegie's insightful analysis empowers you to turn every single chat into a meaningful, memorable exchange, regardless of your innate conversational style. By genuinely listening, and I mean truly listening, with full attention.
Not just waiting to jump in.
Exactly. Not just waiting for your turn to speak or formulating your next brilliant point, you achieve several powerful things. You gain deeper understanding of the other person, you show profound respect for their thoughts and feelings, and you actively encourage them to open up more fully, to share more of themselves.
Which makes them feel important.
Right, it makes them feel important, interesting, and truly heard. And here's the beautiful irony. They, in turn, will almost invariably find you to be an exceptional and engaging conversationalist precisely because you allowed them to shine. It creates a powerful, positive feedback loop that strengthens connection.
I think we've all been in those conversations where someone is just waiting to talk, maybe looking over your shoulder, and it feels so disingenuous. It's draining.
Absolutely. It's completely draining.
So how does this translate to 2025? If we connect this to the bigger picture of today, think of successful podcasts or engaging live streams.
For example.
The hosts who truly let their guests dominate the conversation, who asked insightful, probing follow-up questions and show genuine interest in their guests' narratives, are the ones who win loyal fans and foster deeper engagement. It's not about the host's monologue. It's about facilitating the guest's story and making them feel like the expert. Even in a simple dinner conversation, it works wonders.
That's a perfect modern parallel. Let's consider a U.S.-based live example. At a vibrant neighborhood block party in a suburb of Dallas, Texas, a new resident strikes up a conversation with an older, longtime neighbor.
Okay.
Instead of immediately talking about himself, his job, or his moving experience, he asks about the history of the neighborhood, what the neighbor enjoys doing in their spare time, their favorite local spots, how the community has changed over the years.
He's gathering stories.
Exactly. By listening intently, making eye contact, asking thoughtful follow-up questions, he learns a great deal about the community and the person.
Okay.
The neighbor leaves feeling genuinely connected, respected, and might even tell others, "That new guy is such a great conversationalist," even though the new guy actually did most of the listening.
It works. So for you, the listener, this simple yet powerful skill can dramatically boost your social pool, making you an invaluable and sought-after presence in any group or social setting. It's the ultimate tool for fostering deeper, more meaningful relationships, whether it's with new acquaintances or longtime friends. It's truly about giving others the profound ability of being heard and understood. Like, subscribe, and share for more updates. And now let's continue to the next chapter. Moving on to Chapter 8, titled How to Interest People. This chapter gets right to the heart of capturing attention, building on the listening theme.
It feels like a natural progression.
It does. The core idea here is to unlock fascination and instant engagement by tuning into what genuinely lights up someone else's world, their passions, their interests, and then speaking directly to those specific things.
Finding their frequency.
Exactly. Carnegie drew from fascinating historical examples of networkers, such as diplomats in the interwar period. These skilled individuals built crucial rapport and alliances not by focusing on their own agendas initially, but by understanding the interests of their counterparts.
Doing their homework.
And then framing discussions in terms that were directly relevant to their national or personal goals. This approach transformed negotiations from battles of wills into collaborative efforts, because everyone felt heard and valued. Their interests were acknowledged.
It's all about making your message resonate personally.
Yeah.
Carnegie's insightful analysis here focuses on what he calls the power of mirroring desires. When you shift your communication to speak in terms of what another person cares about, whether it's their hobbies, their professional goals, their family, their unique challenges, their deepest aspirations.
Whatever their thing is.
Right. You immediately capture their attention. Why? Because you're addressing their most important, most compelling subject, themselves.
That's always our favorite subject, isn't it?
Pretty much. This creates a natural, undeniable bridge for connection and influence, making your message instantly relevant and profoundly compelling to them. You're not just talking at them, you're resonating with them at a fundamental level. You're showing them, without explicitly saying it, that you understand what truly matters in their world.
That's why generic approaches often fall flat, isn't it? We're all tuned to a specific frequency, like you said. And if we connect this to the bigger picture of 2025, this principle is absolutely key for content creators today.
Oh, massively.
Think about how they tailor TikTok videos or YouTube shorts to trending interests, or how successful marketers craft campaigns that directly address specific consumer pain points and aspirations. It's about speaking their language, addressing their explicit or implicit needs, and tapping into their world to create genuine interest, deep engagement, and ultimately, action. It moves beyond superficial clicks to true emotional connection.
For a fantastic US-based live example, consider a local hardware store owner in a small, close-knit town in Vermont.
Okay.
When a customer comes in looking for gardening supplies, instead of just pointing to the appropriate shelves or reciting product features, the owner engages them. He asks about their garden, what they're growing this season, their favorite flowers, or any specific challenges they're facing with pests or soil conditions.
He's talking gardening with them.
Exactly. By genuinely talking about the customer's passion for their garden, the owner builds deep rapport and trust. This leads to fiercely loyal business, not because of price, but because the customer feels understood, valued, and genuinely connected to someone who shares or appreciates their interest.
That connection is priceless.
It really is.
So for you, the listener, this skill is a powerful tool. It empowers you to captivate audiences, forge significantly stronger connections, and make a truly lasting impact in both your personal and professional spheres. It's about making yourself indispensable by making others feel profoundly understood and recognized for their unique passions. Like, subscribe, and share for more updates. And now let's continue to the next chapter.
All right, Chapter 9 is titled, How to Make People Like You Instantly. This chapter gets right to the point, maybe a bit boldly.
Instantly. That's a big claim.
It is, and its core idea is that Dale Carnegie emphasizes the sincere effort to boost others' importance, to genuinely make them feel like the center of the universe in that moment. His radical suggestion is that when you make someone feel truly valued and significant, they'll not only like you, but they'll metaphorically orbit you forever.
Wow, okay. Strong words.
Very strong. This principle is deeply rooted in the universal human hunger for validation and significance, a need that was especially amplified during times of economic hardship like the Great Depression. Carnegie shared countless tales of instant alliances and profound friendships that were formed simply by individuals making others feel genuinely important, a powerful demonstration of deeply embedded human psychology.
It's such a profound observation because it taps into something so fundamental. Carnegie's insightful analysis guides us to understand that making someone feel important is a powerful yet crucially non-manipulative act of genuine generosity.
That distinction is key, not manipulation.
Absolutely. It's not about empty flattery. It's about authentic recognition. It involves recognizing their unique contributions, expressing sincere admiration for their qualities or achievements, and giving them your undivided, focused attention. This meets a fundamental human psychological need, the craving for self-esteem, recognition, and belonging.
The need to matter.
The need to matter. It draws people to you effortlessly and creating a bond built on positive affirmation and mutual respect. It's a profound way to connect authentically, leaving them feeling uplifted and seen.
I think we've all experienced that feeling of being genuinely appreciated, and it's incredibly motivating. So when we connect this to the bigger picture of 2025 in today's ubiquitous influencer culture,
Right.
a genuine, specific compliment on a social media post acknowledging someone's unique effort, talent, or perspective can create a lasting follow and a sense of loyalty that goes far beyond a simple, anonymous like or generic emoji.
It cuts through the noise.
It shows you actually saw them, engaged with their work, and recognized their unique contribution, cutting through the noise with authenticity.
For a powerful U.S.-based live example, imagine a high school basketball coach in Indiana, a state famous for his passion for the sport.
Who's your country? Yeah.
Exactly. After a tough loss, instead of focusing solely on the defeat or a player's crucial mistake during the game, the coach pulls aside a specific player, say Mark. Instead of yelling or deflating his spirit, the coach says, "Mark, I know you're frustrated right now and we'll analyze the game film, but I watched you lead the team's huddle in the fourth quarter and your determination kept us fighting until the very end. That leadership and spirit are incredibly valuable to this team, and it's what we'll build on for next week."
Focusing on the positive, the valuable trait.
Precisely. By highlighting the player's importance, positive attributes, and intrinsic value beyond the immediate performance, the coach inspires rather than deflates the player, building confidence and loyalty despite the setback.
You can see for yourself how this principle can be wielded for effortless likability and significantly stronger connections in your daily life. It transforms everyday interactions into potent opportunities for genuine impact, building lasting relationships founded on mutual respect and appreciation. Like, subscribe, and share for more updates, and now let's continue to the next chapter. Okay, now we're moving into part 3. How to win people to your way of thinking, a section many find incredibly practical and powerful. Maybe a little controversial sometime.
It can be, if misinterpreted. It's really about influence, not manipulation.
Exactly. Our first chapter in this segment, Chapter 10, is a stark one, simply titled, "You Can't Win an Argument." Dale Carnegie gives a very direct, almost counterintuitive warning here. Diving into a heated argument almost never results in a true constructive victory.
It feels good in the moment, maybe, but
But the cost is high. Instead, it typically yields only bruised egos, festering resentment, and damaged relationships. He strongly advises avoiding arguments for the sake of long-term harmony and actual influence. To back this up, he drew lessons from major labor disputes of the 1930s.
right. Real-world conflicts.
Where diplomatic talks and understanding, rather than outright confrontational fights, proved far more effective in achieving sustainable resolutions and preserving essential relationships between management and workers. It's a testament to the idea that some battles simply aren't worth the cost of winning.
It truly is a profound insight into human psychology. Carnegie's insightful analysis here highlights that even if you technically win an argument by marshaling superior facts or logic and proving someone wrong,
Even if you are right.
even if you are objectively right, you've almost certainly lost something far more valuable: goodwill. You've likely insulted their intelligence, challenged their ego, and quite possibly created a lasting enemy or at least a deeply resentful individual.
Because nobody likes being proven wrong publicly.
Nobody. The core human need to save face means people rarely admit defeat gracefully in a direct confrontation. Instead, they dig in their heels, feel humiliated, grow defensive. So, preserving goodwill and the relationship itself is often far more valuable for long-term influence and cooperation than the fleeting, hollow satisfaction of being right. It's about choosing your battles wisely and understanding the true, often hidden cost of confrontation.
That resonates so much today. If we connect this to the bigger picture of 2025, in today's hyper-polarized online forums and comment sections, oh boy.
It's a minefield.
It really is. Stepping back from the immediate urge to win a debate by proving someone wrong is absolutely crucial for your own sanity and productivity. Otherwise, you risk being trapped in unproductive echo chambers and endless hostile exchanges that drain your energy and achieve absolutely nothing constructive. It's a digital quagmire that traps countless individuals every day. Disengaging is often the true victory.
For a relatable U.S.-based live example, imagine a family Thanksgiving dinner in upstate New York.
Uh-oh. The classic scenario.
Exactly.
Yeah.
A guest, perhaps feeling passionately about a certain issue, starts a heated political debate, trying to prove their point with an onslaught of facts and figures. effectively cornering others. Instead of engaging directly in the confrontation or escalating the tension, another family member tactfully shifts the conversation.
Smart
They
move.
might interject with something like, "That's an interesting perspective, but you know what's really fascinating? Grandma's recipe for pumpkin pie. It's a classic family secret we need to hear more about." This lighthearted yet intentional redirection successfully diffuses the tension, preserves the festive atmosphere, and prevents lasting resentment at the dinner table, allowing everyone to enjoy the holiday without further conflict.
Genius. So for you, the listener, this is a must-learn principle. It's not about avoiding difficult conversations entirely, but approaching them differently. It's invaluable for anyone navigating debates, disagreements, or even just opinion differences in their daily life. It helps you preserve valuable relationships and opens pathways for future influence, rather than slamming them shut with a victory that feels like a loss to everyone involved. Like, subscribe, and share for more updates. And now let's continue to the next chapter. All right, Chapter 11 comes with another strong warning from Dale Carnegie, titled, A Sure Way of Making Enemies and How to Avoid It.
Following logically from the last one.
It does. This chapter teaches a critical lesson. Challenging someone's opinion bluntly or telling them they are flat out wrong is a surefire way to shatter alliances and make enemies. Instead, he advocates for a more nuanced approach, one that respects others' viewpoints to sidestep conflict and maintain rapport.
Respecting the opinion, even if you disagree.
Exactly. Carnegie was profoundly inspired by Abraham Lincoln's legendary tact during the tumultuous Civil War era. Lincoln, a master of diplomacy, showed how even leaders facing profound disagreements could maintain open communication and respect, avoiding unnecessary animosity even with their most vocal political opponents. He didn't always agree, but he never shut down the conversation by telling them they were just plain wrong.
Emmett, that's such a crucial historical example. Lincoln's approach was truly revolutionary for his time. Carnegie's insightful analysis here emphasizes that by making a conscious effort to respect another person's opinion, even if you fundamentally disagree with it, even if you believe they are factually incorrect.
Which is hard sometimes.
It's very hard. But by doing so, you keep the doors of communication open. When you directly tell someone they are wrong, you're not just disagreeing with their idea, you're often perceived as attacking their intelligence, their judgment, their pride, or even their core values.
It feels like an attack on them.
Exactly. By contrast, a respectful approach acknowledges their right to their own perspective, creating psychological safety. This makes them significantly more receptive to hearing your viewpoint, and even considering it, without feeling personally threatened or needing to defend their ego. This is absolutely critical for any meaningful exchange, whether it's personal or professional.
It seems so simple, yet it's so difficult in practice for many of us, particularly when we feel strongly about an issue. The urge to correct is strong.
Very strong.
And if we connect this to the bigger picture of 2025, this principle is incredibly relevant in complex corporate negotiations or cross-cultural collaborations. Here, an empathetic approach that acknowledges and respects differing viewpoints is far more likely to win deals and foster long-term, sustainable partnerships than an aggressive, confrontational stance that seeks to dominate the conversation or dismiss other perspectives out of hand. It's about building bridges of understanding, not burning them down with declarations of who is right.
For a powerful, U.S.-based live example, consider a community meeting in Austin, Texas, where a new urban development project is being discussed.
Contentious stuff, usually.
Often is. A city planner is presenting the proposed plan, but faces understandable resistance from residents who are fearful about increased traffic, noise, and changes to their neighborhood character. Instead of dismissing their fears or telling them they're wrong to worry, the planner takes an empathetic approach. They might say, "I completely understand your concerns about traffic congestion and preserving the neighborhood's unique character. These are very valid points and we've considered them deeply. Let me show you how a revised plan addresses some of these specific points and incorporates community feedback."
Acknowledging the validity of their feelings.
Exactly. This respectful, acknowledging approach gains far more traction and willingness to listen from the residents than simply stating that the plan is superior or that their fears are unfounded. It shifts the dynamic from opposition to potential collaboration.
For you, the listener, this principle is an invaluable tool for navigating disagreement smoothly, preserving important relationships, and preventing the creation of unnecessary enemies, particularly in a world rife with differing opinions and strong convictions. It's a pathway to diplomatic influence and sustained connection in your everyday life, allowing you to influence without alienating. Like, subscribe, and share for more updates. And now let's continue to the next chapter. Okay, chapter 12 delivers a wonderfully concise and powerful message. If you're wrong, admit it. Simple as that.
Easier said than done sometimes.
Oh, definitely. Dale Carnegie champions quick, bold, and humble admissions of error, asserting that owning your slip-up with genuine humility can instantly diffuse tension, disarm critics, and even transform potential foes into allies.
It's disarming.
Totally. He drew heavily from the leadership style of Abraham Lincoln again, known for his honest and humble approach. Lincoln was famous for being willing to acknowledge his mistakes publicly and quickly learn from them, which in turn built immense trust and commanded deep respect, even from his most ardent critics and political opponents. This kind of vulnerability, especially from a leader, is incredibly powerful and disarming.
It truly is. Carnegie's insightful analysis here reveals the profound psychological power of vulnerability and transparency. When you are the first to admit you're wrong, you immediately disarm the other person.
Takes the wind out of their sails.
Completely. You take away their ammunition for criticism and their perceived need to prove you incorrect or put you in your place. It's a strategic move that fundamentally shifts the dynamic. More importantly, it demonstrates maturity, integrity, and perhaps surprisingly, a deep sense of self-confidence.
Right, it shows you're not afraid of being imperfect.
Exactly. It shows you're secure enough in yourself to acknowledge imperfection, to learn, and to be human, which makes you incredibly more relatable and trustworthy. This is often a counterintuitive but incredibly effective pathway to gaining influence and respect because it flips the script on expected defensiveness and replaces it with an open invitation for understanding.
I think this is a lesson that so many public figures and even corporations struggle with today, isn't it? The instinct is often to deny or deflect or give those not-apology apologies.
Oh, it's a non-apology apology, yes. Mistakes were made.
Exactly. But if we connect this to the bigger picture of 2025, in today's hyper-transparent social media landscape, a swift, genuine, and unreserved apology from a company or a public figure for a mistake can go viral in a positive way. It often rebuilds public trust faster and more effectively than any amount of defensive spin, legalistic statements, or damage control attempts. People crave authenticity and accountability.
They really do.
And a genuine admission delivers both in spades.
That's spot on. For a compelling US-based live example, let's consider a scenario where a software update causes widespread bugs and crashes for users of a popular app, leading to immense frustration.
Nightmare scenario for a tech company.
Total nightmare. The CEO of the New York-based company, instead of hiding behind PR statements, issues a personal video message directly to customers. In it, they state candidly, "We messed up, plain and simple. We take full responsibility for the frustration this has caused, and here's exactly what we're doing in specific steps to fix it and prevent it from happening again."
Owning it completely.
Owning it. This candid admission often garners far more loyalty, patience, and understanding from customers than trying to minimize the issue or offer vague excuses. It acknowledges their experience and their frustration head-on, building long-term trust.
So for you, the listener, this principle is absolutely invaluable. It's a critical tool for anyone seeking authentic influence, for mending damaged relationships, or simply for wanting to maintain integrity and credibility in challenging situations. It's about building a solid foundation of trust through honesty and accountability, making you a more respected and influential person in every sphere of your life. Like, subscribe, and share for more updates. And now let's continue to the next chapter. Chapter 13 offers a rather delightful title, A Drop of Honey. This sounds incredibly inviting, doesn't it?
Sweet and simple.
Right. Dale Carnegie suggests that a friendly, warm, and approachable beginning can make even the toughest, most resistant individuals crack open. His core message is that starting sweet and approachable is the most effective way to ease persuasion and gain cooperation, turning potential adversaries into willing collaborators.
The power of a good start.
Exactly. He drew compelling parallels to Franklin D. Roosevelt's famous fireside chats during the 1930s. In those incredibly difficult times of economic turmoil and national uncertainty, Roosevelt's warm, conversational, and empathetic tone won the hearts and trust of millions of Americans.
Even when delivering bad news sometimes.
Right. Even when he was discussing incredibly difficult policies and economic hardships, it was the friendly, reassuring delivery that paved the way for widespread acceptance and public morale.
It's a classic example of setting the right emotional tone. Carnegie's insightful analysis here profoundly emphasizes that the emotional tone you set at the outset of any interaction dictates its entire trajectory.
It sets the stage.
Completely. A friendly, warm, and empathetic approach immediately disarms defensiveness in the other person and creates an environment where people are far more open to listening, understanding, and ultimately collaborating. It's about building a bridge of goodwill and positive emotion before you even ask for anything, attempt to persuade or present a challenging idea.
Build the connection first.
Yes. This initial positive connection makes the person significantly more receptive to your message, regardless of its content, because they feel respected and safe. It creates fertile ground for conversation.
I think this is especially true when you have to deliver potentially unwelcome news, isn't it? We often brace for confrontation, but a warm approach can disarm it before it starts.
It changes the whole dynamic.
And if we connect this to the bigger picture of 2025, this principle is particularly potent in customer service. A kind, empathetic, and warm opening statement from a representative can resolve complex issues far faster and more smoothly than a cold, bureaucratic, or rigid approach. It has the power to transform a potentially negative or frustrating interaction into a surprisingly positive one, simply by changing that initial emotional tone and making the customer feel valued and heard from the get-go.
For a very practical US-based live example, consider a landlord in Chicago who needs to discuss a slight delay in a tenant's rent payment.
Always a tricky conversation.
It can be very tricky. Instead of sending a harsh, accusatory, or legally threatening notice, she starts with a friendly phone call or a gentle, personal message. She might say, "Hi, tenant's name, just checking in. Hope everything's going well with you. I noticed the rent is a couple of days past due. Is everything okay? Is there anything I can help with or a reason for the delay?"
Starting with concern, not accusation.
Exactly. This empathetic, non-confrontational opening often leads to a quick resolution, as the tenant feels respected rather than attacked, and crucially, it maintains a good working relationship, rather than immediately creating an adversarial one that could escalate into something much worse.
For you, the listener, this principle transforms potentially difficult or sensitive conversations into practical gold. It helps you navigate sensitive topics with significantly greater success, less friction, and a higher probability of achieving your desired outcome, all by leveraging the disarming power of warmth and genuine concern. A little drop of honey goes a long way. Like, subscribe, and share for more updates, and now let's continue to the next chapter.
Okay, chapter 14 brings us to The Secret of Socrates. This title immediately evokes ancient wisdom and powerful rhetoric, and it truly is quite clever.
Using questions to lead, right?
Exactly. Dale Carnegie channels the ancient Socratic method, suggesting a wonderfully subtle yet effective way to guide others to your conclusions. By asking a series of gentle, carefully framed questions, thereby making them feel as if the idea or solution was entirely their own discovery.
Planting the seed. Right. While the source notes a historical nod to ancient philosophy, Carnegie expertly applied this timeless method to modern interactions, demonstrating its power in everything from high-stakes business dealings to everyday personal influence. It's about planting seeds, not dictating outcomes.
It's a masterclass in intellectual humility and strategic communication. Carnegie's insightful analysis here profoundly explains how this method empowers individuals by engaging their own critical thinking, rather than triggering their defensiveness.
They feel smart, like they figured it out.
Precisely. By leading with questions that gradually and logically reveal the path to your desired position, you invite the other person into a process of co-discovery. People are far more committed to ideas they feel they discovered or reasoned out themselves, ideas that they've intellectually owned, rather than ideas they were simply told, commanded, or lectured to accept.
Ownership is key.
Huge. This fosters deep buy-in, profound ownership, and sustained action, because it appeals directly to their intellect and their sense of autonomy. They become invested in the solution because it feels like their solution.
That makes perfect sense. No one likes to be told what to do. We prefer to arrive at conclusions ourselves. And if we connect this to the bigger picture of 2025 in today's dynamic coaching sessions and agile work environments.
Very common there.
Right. This method is widely and very successfully used to empower teams and individuals to find their own solutions. It fosters significantly greater ownership, sparks innovation, and cultivates creativity within organizations rather than relying on top-down directives that can stifle initiative. It's a hallmark of truly empowering leadership.
For a very illustrative US-based live example, let's imagine a team manager at a cutting-edge software company in Seattle. She believes a certain, less critical feature needs to be deprioritized due to current resource constraints.
Yeah.
But she wants her team to understand why and agree.
Wants their buy-in.
Exactly. Instead of simply ordering them to drop it, she asks a series of carefully crafted questions. What are top customer pain points right now, the ones we absolutely must address? How much development time does feature X, the one she wants to deprioritize, realistically require? What's the immediate return on investment for feature Y, a higher priority feature, versus feature X? And finally, given our current resources and these priorities, where do you think we get the most impact this quarter?
Leading them to the logical conclusion?
Precisely. By the end of this collaborative questioning, the team often collectively and enthusiastically decides to delay feature X, feeling like they arrived at the solution together, not that it was imposed upon them.
For you, the listener, this principle offers an incredibly powerful and subtle way to engage others. It fosters genuine buy-in, makes your ideas far more likely to be accepted, and crucially, enthusiastically acted upon, because those you're influencing feel like co-creators of the solution. It's leadership by gentle intellectual guidance. Very clever. Like, subscribe, and share for more updates, and now let's continue to the next chapter. Chapter 15 brings us to a critically important concept: the safety valve in handling complaints. This sounds very practical.
Essential for anyone dealing with people, really.
Absolutely. Dale Carnegie stresses the crucial importance of empathetic, patient listening, allowing others to fully vent their gripes, express their frustrations, and truly let off steam. He argues that this approach often calms storms before they rage out of control, preventing minor annoyances from escalating into major conflicts.
Letting the pressure release.
Exactly. He vividly demonstrated how, in 1930s customer relations, businesses that allowed angry customers to fully express their complaints, rather than interrupting, arguing, or dismissing them, often saved valuable relationships and maintained fierce loyalty. They managed to turn initial dissatisfaction into profound goodwill simply by providing that crucial emotional outlet. It's about letting the pressure out before the boiler explodes, as you said.
It's a brilliant metaphor. The safety valve. Carnegie's insightful analysis here deeply helps us understand that when people are upset, angry, confused, or frustrated, their primary psychological need is not for immediate solutions, or to be corrected, or to be argued with.
They don't want fixes first.
Not usually. The primary need is simply to feel heard, validated, and profoundly understood.
Trying to immediately offer solutions or argue with their feelings only exacerbates their frustration because they feel dismissed, unheard, disrespected.
Like you're not getting it. Right. By providing a safety valve through patient, non-judgmental listening, you validate their emotions, you build essential rapport, and critically, you create an opening for a rational discussion after they've had the chance to fully express themselves and feel heard. It's about managing the emotional flow first, before attempting to implement logical solutions.
It's such an important distinction, isn't it? To listen to understand, not just to respond or fix. And if we connect this to the bigger picture of 2025, in today's hyper-connected world of online reviews and social media feedback,
Where complaints can go viral.
exactly, this principle is more vital than ever. A public, empathetic response from a business to a negative comment, allowing the customer to feel genuinely heard and acknowledged, can build tremendous loyalty. It also demonstrates excellent customer service to a wider audience, turning a potentially damaging negative into a powerful positive simply by handling the emotional component first.
For a very impactful, US-based live example, imagine an airline customer service agent at a major hub like JFK Airport in New York. They are facing a furious passenger whose connecting flight was just canceled, leading to a cascade of missed plans and immense frustration.
Been there, seen that.
We all have. Instead of immediately explaining policy, reciting rules, or offering rebooking options, the agent takes a deep breath and listens quietly for several minutes while the passenger vents about misconnections, ruined plans, the general inconvenience. The agent only interjects with empathetic phrases like, "I understand how frustrating that must be," or "That sounds incredibly inconvenient and stressful."
Just acknowledging the feeling.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Only after the passenger has calmed down and felt truly heard and understood does the agent then offer solutions, which are then far more readily accepted because the emotional barrier has been lowered and trust has been established. The anger is dissipated somewhat.
For you, the listener, this principle is invaluable. It will aid you tremendously in handling complaints, skillfully de-escalating conflicts before they spin out of control, and building significantly stronger, more resilient connections in both your personal and professional life. It's truly the art of letting someone vent their frustration, which ultimately clears the path for genuine understanding and resolution. Like, subscribe, and share for more updates, and now let's continue to the next chapter. Okay, chapter 16 brings us to how to get cooperation. This chapter delves into the art of collaborative influence, building on previous ideas.
Moving from individual persuasion to teamwork.
Precisely. Here, Dale Carnegie brilliantly explains the power of letting others truly own concepts, planting ideas as shared discoveries to foster eager buy-in and enthusiastic cooperation. It's a strategic move away from individual imposition to collective creation.
The our idea principle again.
Exactly. He drew from compelling historical examples of inventors and collaborators who achieved groundbreaking breakthroughs precisely by jointly developing ideas, where everyone involved felt a profound sense of ownership in the creative process, rather than simply being told what to do or presented with a finished solution. It's about seamlessly moving from my idea to our idea.
Emma, that our idea framing is absolutely key to Carnegie's insight. His insightful analysis here profoundly delves into the deeply ingrained human psychological need for autonomy and contribution.
We want to feel like we contributed.
We do. When people feel that an idea is partly theirs, that they genuinely contributed to its development, or that their input was genuinely valued, they become far more committed to its success. It transforms passive compliance, doing something because you're told, into active, enthusiastic participation.
They're invested.
Completely invested. Instead of merely executing an order, they become invested champions of the idea because it resonates deeply with their need for personal agency, their creativity, and their sense of significance. This is incredibly powerful for fostering cohesive and productive team dynamics.
It's a profound difference, isn't it, between doing something out of obligation and doing it because you're truly invested. And if we connect this to the bigger picture of 2025, in agile project management methodologies and dynamic startup environments,
Where collaboration is everything.
right, this approach absolutely sparks innovation and drives rapid progress. Instead of a CEO dictating every single feature or prescribing a precise solution, effective leaders present a problem or a challenge and ask, how do you think we should solve this? This empowers the entire team to co-create the solution, leading to more robust ideas and greater collective commitment.
For a fantastic U.S.-based live example, imagine a civic leader in a small, tight-knit town in rural Ohio who wants to organize a community garden to revitalize a vacant lot.
A great community project.
Absolutely. Instead of simply announcing a fully formed plan for the garden and asking for volunteers, she convenes a town hall meeting. There, she asks residents, what kind of garden would you like to see flourish here? What vegetables or flowers should we grow? What tasks do you think we can handle as a community? And what resources do we have?
Involving everyone from the start.
Exactly. By involving them directly in the creation and planning process, she transforms what could have been her personal project into a communal endeavor with high participation, sustained commitment, and immense community pride, because everyone feels a stake in its success. It's their garden.
So for you, the listener, this principle is invaluable. It's a powerful strategy for achieving collaborative wins in literally any team setting, from family projects and community initiatives to complex corporate initiatives and cross-departmental collaborations. It's all about tapping into collective intelligence and fostering a shared sense of ownership. Makes things happen. Like, subscribe, and share for more updates. And now let's continue to the next chapter. Chapter 17 offers a truly compelling promise with its title, a formula that will work wonders for you. High hopes for this one.
It's like a magic bullet.
Maybe. This chapter reveals a profound shift in perspective as the key. Dale Carnegie pushes the immense importance of perspective taking, the ability to genuinely and empathetically see situations through others' eyes.
Empathy, again, a recurring theme.
A huge recurring theme. He sees it as a formula that dramatically bridges gaps, resolves differences, and fosters deeper understanding. He highlighted numerous historical instances where empathy in wartime diplomacy and complex international relations was absolutely crucial for healing deep divides and finding common ground even among historical adversaries. It's about truly stepping into someone else's shoes, feeling their experience, and understanding their motivations, not just intellectually, but emotionally.
It's a profound practice, one that can fundamentally change how we interact. Carnegie's insightful analysis here unequivocally shows that most conflicts, misunderstandings, and stalemates arise precisely because we fail to truly comprehend the other person's motivations, their underlying fears, their specific needs, or their unique context.
We're stuck in our own head.
Exactly. By making a sincere, conscious, and deliberate effort to step into their shoes, to genuinely understand their point of view, you gain incredible clarity. This process reduces judgment, replaces assumptions with understanding, and makes you far better equipped to propose solutions that genuinely address their concerns and needs, not just your own.
So the solutions become more relevant.
Far more relevant and acceptable. This isn't just a polite gesture. It fundamentally transforms your approach to conflict resolution, negotiation, and relationship building, making it exponentially more effective and humane.
That's such a vital point because we often approach conflict from our own limited viewpoint, assuming others see it the same way, don't we?
We project our own reality onto them.
Yes. And if we connect this to the bigger picture of 2025, in today's increasingly diverse workplaces and global teams, this empathetic perspective taking is absolutely essential. It's not just a nice to have, it's a necessity for uniting teams, fostering genuine inclusivity, and effectively resolving the myriad cultural misunderstandings that can often derail projects, damage morale, and prevent progress. It builds bridges of understanding and shared purpose where walls might otherwise stand.
For a very clear U.S.-based live example, consider a manager in a large healthcare system in Boston who is implementing a new digital record system.
Change management, always tough.
Always tough. This often faces understandable resistance from older, experienced staff members who are comfortable with existing, perhaps outdated paper-based methods. Instead of simply dictating the change or highlighting its efficiencies from a management perspective, the manager adopts a perspective-taking approach. She meets with them individually, saying, I completely understand that learning a new system can be daunting, especially when you've built incredible, invaluable expertise on the old methods. What are your biggest concerns, your deepest fears about this change, and what specific support would make this transition easiest and most comfortable for you?
Directly asking about their experience.
Yes. By genuinely seeing the change from their perspective, addressing their specific fears and pain points, she can then offer tailored training and support, gaining their cooperation and transforming resistance into willing adoption, or at least less resistance.
So for you, the listener, this formula can truly transform your interactions in every area of your life. It's a powerful key that helps you unite diverse teams, effectively heal divides, and build significantly stronger, more resilient relationships, both personally and professionally. It's about seeing the world through a new, more empathetic lens, and it makes all the difference in achieving harmonious outcomes. Like, subscribe, and share for more updates, and now let's continue to the next chapter.
Okay, Chapter 18 is titled What Everybody Wants, and it highlights a universal truth about human connection. Another big claim.
Seems like Carnegie wasn't afraid of big claims.
Not at all. The core idea here is that Dale Carnegie reveals offering genuine sympathy and truly validating others' feelings is a powerful key that makes doors swing wide open in human interaction. It addresses a fundamental, often unarticulated human need.
Sympathy and validation. Right. This principle is deeply rooted in universal human needs, especially amplified during hard times like the Depression. People desperately sought understanding and acknowledgement of their struggles far beyond just material aid or quick fixes. They needed to know someone got it, that their feelings were valid.
You're absolutely right. It's about that innate human longing to be understood on an emotional level. Carnegie's insightful analysis here profoundly demonstrates that when someone is hurting, confused, frustrated, or even just feeling overwhelmed.
Which is often.
Very often. They don't necessarily want immediate advice or logical solutions, or to be told why their feelings are wrong or illogical. Often their primary desire, their deepest need, is simply to feel heard, validated, and genuinely understood.
Just to be seen in their struggle.
Exactly. By expressing sincere, heartfelt sympathy, using phrases like, I can completely understand why you feel that way, or that sounds incredibly difficult and stressful, or I'm so sorry you're going through that, you create an instant emotional bond. This disarms their defenses, fosters profound trust, and paves the way for deeper connections. It also makes them far more receptive to whatever comes next, including problem solving, because they feel safe and supported emotionally first.
That's a crucial distinction. We often rush to fix when sometimes the most powerful thing we can do is just to witness and acknowledge their feelings without judgment.
It's often enough just to acknowledge.
And if we connect this to the bigger picture of 2025 in today's growing emphasis on mental health and emotional intelligence.
Which is huge now.
Huge! Simply validating someone's feelings in a conversation, whether it's a friend, a family member, a colleague, or even a casual acquaintance, significantly strengthens bonds and encourages open, honest communication. It's a foundational act of profound empathy that cultivates psychological safety. It says, your feelings are okay.
For a very relatable, U.S.-based live example, think of a high school guidance counselor in Phoenix, Arizona, talking to a student who was visibly struggling with immense anxiety about college applications, the pressure of grades, future uncertainty.
A lot on their plate.
A ton. Instead of immediately listing solutions, college prep resources, or telling them to just calm down, the counselor begins by validating their experience. They might say, "It sounds incredibly stressful to balance all these expectations and deadlines and to think about your future." Many students feel completely overwhelmed at this stage, and it's perfectly normal to feel anxious and a little lost right now.
Making it normal, not a failing.
Exactly. This genuine validation helps the student feel truly heard, understood, and not alone, which then allows them to open up further, articulate their deeper concerns more freely, and become receptive to guidance and practical help.
For you, the listener, this principle is an incredibly powerful tool. It helped you foster deeper, more authentic connections, navigate sensitive conversations with grace and impact, and become a more supportive, influential, and valued presence in the lives of others. It's a key to emotional intelligence and building profound human bonds. Powerful stuff. Like, subscribe, and share for more updates. And now let's continue to the next chapter.
Okay, chapter 19 is titled An Appeal That Everybody Likes, and it speaks to a very specific, elevated form of persuasion.
Moving beyond basic needs now.
Seems like it. The core idea here is that Dale Carnegie shows how tapping into noble motives and appealing to people's higher ideals can inspire action from the heart, moving far beyond mere logic, self-interest, or simple transactional gain.
Appealing to the better angels of our nature. Beautifully put. He drew compelling examples from historical leaders like George Washington, who famously rallied disparate, often weary groups and inspired immense sacrifice during the American Revolution. Washington achieved this not just by promising personal gain, but by appealing to the soaring ideals of freedom, patriotism, and the common good. It was about a greater virtuous cause that resonated deeply with the human spirit.
Emma, that's a perfect historical example of this profound principle. Carnegie's insightful analysis here argues that people often have two distinct reasons for doing something. One that sounds good, that they'll articulate publicly.
The nice reason.
Right, the nice reason. And then the real one, the deeper, often unstated, intrinsic motivator. By appealing directly to the nobler motive, the one that makes them feel virtuous, generous, responsible, altruistic, or part of something bigger than themselves, you tap into an incredibly powerful internal drive.
You're activating their values.
Exactly. This elevates persuasion from a mere transaction or a logical argument to a genuine inspiration. When people act from their higher selves, their commitment, their enthusiasm, and their dedication are far deeper, more sustainable, and more resilient than if they were simply motivated by external rewards or fear.
That's so true. We all want to feel like we're contributing to something meaningful, something good. And if we connect this to the bigger picture of 2025, this principle is incredibly effective in contemporary charity drives or environmental campaigns.
You see it all the time.
All the time. Here, appealing to people's desire to be a good citizen, to contribute to a better future, or to make a difference in the world often motivates masses more effectively than simply listing dire statistics or outlining problems. It's about painting a vivid vision of the positive impact they can personally contribute to, igniting their intrinsic desire to do good.
For a compelling U.S.-based live example, consider a nonprofit organization in Washington, D.C. that is running a campaign to ask for donations to support homeless veterans.
A very worthy cause.
Absolutely. Instead of just focusing on the stark financial need or the statistics of homelessness, their campaign strategically highlights powerful stories of veterans who bravely served their country, sacrificed immensely, and now deserve the unwavering support and gratitude of the community. They frame the appeal not just as charity, but as fulfilling a moral obligation.
Appealing to duty and honor.
Precisely.
Yeah.
Appealing to patriotism, civic duty, and a profound sense of respect for those who sacrifice for the nation. This taps into a deeply ingrained sense of duty and honor, moving people to act from a place of genuine respect and profound gratitude, rather than just pity.
So for you, the listener, this principle is a transformative tool. It allows you to elevate your persuasion, inspiring genuine action and deeper, more heartfelt commitment from others by appealing to their best selves, their highest values, and their intrinsic desire to contribute meaningfully to something greater than themselves. Find the noble motive. Like, subscribe, and share for more updates. And now let's continue to the next chapter. Chapter 20 has such a catchy, provocative title. The movies do it. TV does it. Why don't you do it? Love this one.
It's about showmanship, right? Dramatization.
Exactly. The core idea here is that Dale Carnegie borrows directly from the persuasive power of entertainment, advocating for the strategic art of dramatizing your ideas to make them stick vividly in people's minds and truly capture their imagination.
Making things memorable.
Yes. He pointed to the immense influence of 1930s radio dramas and theatrical productions. These forms of entertainment didn't just convey information, they used storytelling, vivid imagery, even in audio, and dramatic flair to powerfully persuade and engage audiences, making complex ideas memorable and emotionally resonant. They understood that people remember stories, not just facts. They didn't just state facts. They showed them, brought them to life.
Emma, it's about the power of engagement over mere information dissemination. Carnegie's insightful analysis here profoundly emphasizes that humans are inherently, fundamentally wired for stories, for sensory experiences, and for visual impact.
We think in stories.
We do. Dry facts, abstract figures, or logical arguments, while important, often bore people and are quickly forgotten. By contrast, packaging your ideas with vivid descriptions, compelling analogies, live demonstrations, engaging metaphors, or even a touch of showmanship and theatricality, you make them not just understandable, but truly unforgettable and deeply emotionally impactful.
It hits different parts of the brain.
Absolutely. This approach activates different parts of the brain, making the information resonate much more deeply and leaving a lasting impression. It moves beyond pure logic to capture the heart and imagination.
That's why presentations with just bullet points and charts can often be so dull, while a compelling narrative or a powerful image sticks with you for years.
Night and day difference.
And if we connect this to the bigger picture of 2025, this is precisely why visually engaging videos absolutely dominate social media and online content. Whether it's a product demonstration, an animated infographic, a compelling short story, or a dramatic personal testimonial.
Visuals and drama grab attention.
They really do. They are absolutely key to selling ideas, influencing audiences, and capturing precious attention in a hyper-stimulated, information-saturated world. It's the difference between being seen and being remembered.
For a really impactful U.S.-based live example, consider a city health official in San Antonio, Texas, who wants to encourage residents to get their annual flu shots.
Important public health message.
Very important. Instead of just presenting statistics about flu cases or dry medical facts, she creates a powerful, multi-platform campaign. It features short, dramatic testimonials from local families who vividly describe how they suffered from severe flu, the disruption, the pain, the fear.
Making it real and emotional.
Exactly. This is powerfully contrasted with the simple, quick, and easy act of getting a flu shot. The campaign uses clear, relatable visuals, compelling narratives, and emotional appeal to make the message stick, to dramatize the consequences of inaction, and to motivate action far more effectively than a bland public service announcement ever could.
So for you, the listener, this principle is a transformative tool. It helps you achieve memorable, impactful communication in all your interactions, whether it's a critical professional presentation, a sales pitch, explaining a complex idea to a friend or colleague, or even rallying your community. Make your ideas come alive, make them dramatic, and they will truly resonate. Like, subscribe, and share for more updates. And now let's continue to the next chapter. All right, Chapter 21 is intriguingly titled, When Nothing Else Works, Try This. It's presented as a kind of secret weapon, maybe a last resort.
The ace up your sleeve.
Exactly. For those moments when you feel truly stuck, when all other methods of persuasion and motivation have failed. Dale Carnegie suggests that in such situations, igniting a spirit of friendly competition and throwing down a compelling challenge can powerfully fuel drive, spur people to action, and unlock dormant potential.
Tapping into that competitive spirit.
Right. He highlighted how historical rivalries and challenges in sports, in business, in scientific endeavors, even in national projects, have often spurred immense progress, innovation, and accelerated achievement by tapping into the inherent human desire to excel and prove oneself.
Emma, it's a brilliant psychological lever. Carnegie's insightful analysis here, which effectively wraps up this section on winning people to your way of thinking, recognizes that the desire to excel, to prove oneself capable, and to be better than others, when framed in a healthy, constructive, and friendly way.
Key point, friendly way.
Very key. It's an incredibly strong, innate human motivator. Presenting a task not as a chore, but as a challenging game, a friendly competition, or an opportunity to achieve a specific benchmark can transform mundane, routine work into an exciting pursuit. It engages people's competitive spirit, their desire for recognition, and their drive for achievement, often far more effectively than external rewards or threats. It taps into our inner quest for mastery and status.
That's such a great insight into human nature, isn't it? We all love a good challenge, particularly if there are bragging rights involved.
Bragging rights are a powerful motivator.
Totally. And if we connect this to the bigger picture of 2025, this principle is widely and effectively used in modern gamified apps and fitness trackers.
Oh yeah, gamification is everywhere.
Everywhere. These platforms use badges, leaderboards, streaks, challenges to engage users and motivate consistent effort towards personal goals. It makes progress feel like a game you actively want to win, making tasks like learning a language or hitting fitness targets much more engaging and sustainable.
For a very practical, US-based live example, imagine a warehouse manager at a large Amazon fulfillment center in Kentucky. They notice a distinct dip in productivity during the afternoon shift, where energy levels naturally wane.
The afternoon slump.
Exactly. Instead of reprimanding or resorting to threats, the manager decides to ignite a friendly competition. They announce, "Team, I bet we can beat the morning shift's packaging record today. The team that does will not only earn ultimate bragging rights for the rest of the week, but I'll also personally make sure you all get an extra break tomorrow."
Injecting some fun and stakes.
Precisely. This friendly challenge often boosts morale, injects energy, and increases productivity far more effectively and sustainably than threats or stern lectures ever could, turning work into a shared, exciting quest.
So for you, the listener, this strategy can be incredibly powerful. It can help you motivate yourself and others to achieve more, to push past perceived limits, and to turn ordinary, perhaps even tedious tasks into exciting opportunities for achievement, growth, and collective success. It's about tapping into the fun and inherent drive of winning in a positive way. Like, subscribe, and share for more updates, and now let's continue to the next chapter.
Okay, now we're moving into part 4, a truly powerful section dedicated to leadership. Be a leader, how to change people without giving offense or arousing resentment. This is where Carnegie really elevates his advice, focusing on nuanced influence and, well, changing behavior constructively.
This is the real management stuff.
It really is. Our first chapter in this segment is chapter 22. If you must find fault, this is the way to begin. Dale Carnegie advises that if you absolutely unequivocally must find fault or offer corrective feedback, you must always lead with sincere praise and honest appreciation first.
Softening the blow. Right. Softening corrections like a gentle, warming breeze. He vividly demonstrated how managers in the 1930s who started feedback sessions by genuinely acknowledging good work and the person's positive contributions were far more effective at motivating workers to improve rather than causing instant defensiveness, resentment, or a shutdown of communication.
It's the psychological equivalent of preparing the ground before you plant a seed. Carnegie's insightful analysis here delves into the profound psychological impact of framing your feedback. Starting with sincere praise and appreciation validates the person's efforts, their competence, their overall value.
Establishes their worth first.
Exactly. It establishes a crucial positive foundation. This makes them significantly more receptive to hearing areas for improvement because they don't feel like their entire contribution or their very personhood is being dismissed or attacked. It shows you value them as an individual and appreciate their overall work, not just the specific performance in question.
Which is crucial for trust.
Absolutely crucial for effective leadership, for building enduring trust, and for boosting morale, even when delivering tough, critical feedback. It ensures the message is heard, understood, and acted upon, rather than rejected outright.
That makes perfect sense. We're all more open to hearing something difficult if we feel seen and respected first, aren't we? It lowers our guard.
Completely lowers the guard.
And if we connect this to the bigger picture of 2025, in today's feedback sessions, whether in a corporate setting, a mentoring relationship, or even personal conversations, beginning with positive reinforcement significantly boosts morale and ensures that the critical message is heard, absorbed, and acted upon without causing resentment or triggering a personal attack response. It's the classic feedback sandwich method, but done right with genuine ingredients.
For a very practical US-based live example, imagine a marketing director at a firm in Dallas who needs to tell a talented designer that their latest ad concept, while visually stunning, needs significant revisions in its core message.
Delicate situation.
Very delicate. Instead of starting with an abrupt, "This isn't quite right, we need to change it," she takes a different approach. She says, "Your use of color and typography in this concept is absolutely brilliant. It really pops. It shows your unique artistic flair and innovation, and visually, it's a home run."
Starting strong and positive.
Right. Then she continues, now, regarding the messaging, I'm concerned it might not resonate with our target demo quite as strongly as we need to achieve our objectives. What are your thoughts on tweaking the headline to emphasize X more? Or perhaps exploring a slightly different narrative angle?
Delivering critique collaboratively.
Exactly. This approach delivers the necessary critique, but profoundly preserves the designer's confidence, creative spirit, and motivation to make the revisions rather than crushing them.
For you, the listener, this technique is absolutely essential for effective leadership. It allows you to deliver constructive criticism, to highlight areas for improvement without causing offense, shutting down vital communication, or damaging a relationship. It's a skill that builds people up, even when pointing out areas for growth, making you a more influential and respected leader. Like, subscribe, and share for more updates. And now let's continue to the next chapter.
Okay, chapter 23 builds on the previous one with how to criticize and not be hated for it. This is a truly crucial skill for any leader, manager, or anyone in a position to give feedback, whether professional or personal. How do you do it without making enemies?
The million-dollar question in management sometimes.
Right. Dale Carnegie shares subtle yet incredibly effective techniques for pointing out errors indirectly. That's the key word, which preserve dignity, prevents resentment, and ensures that the person being criticized doesn't feel attacked, shamed, or diminished.
Avoiding the direct confrontation. Exactly. He meticulously showed how wise historical mentors and leaders successfully guided individuals to recognize their own errors and improve without ever directly stating, "You are wrong," or "You made a mistake."
It's about indirect suggestion rather than direct accusation. Carnegie's insightful analysis here centers on avoiding a direct, ego-shattering confrontation. Instead of a blunt, accusatory statement like, "You didn't do X correctly, you messed up."
Which just makes people defensive.
Instantly defensive. You strategically employ a more suggestive, collaborative approach. For example, you might say, it might be helpful for us as a team if we considered X this way going forward, or this approach worked well for us last time, and what if we also tried Y this time to see if it yields an even better result?
Framing it as exploration or team improvement.
Exactly. This indirect method prevents immediate backlash, encourages the individual to think critically about their own work and performance, and crucially, facilitates self-correction. This self-discovery of the error is far more empowering, lasting, and less likely to cause resentment than simply being told what to do or what they did wrong.
I think many people default to direct correction because they think it's more efficient, maybe clearer, but it often ends up being less effective in the long run because of the resentment it creates.
Short-term efficiency, long-term damage potential.
Exactly. And if we connect this to the bigger picture of 2025, particularly in modern mentoring relationships, guiding individuals to discover their own areas for growth through thoughtful questions, gentle suggestions, or shared observations is far more effective at nurturing long-term development, fostering intrinsic motivation, and building resilience than outright telling them what they did wrong. It transforms a directive into a profound learning opportunity.
For a compelling U.S.-based live example, imagine a supervisor at a manufacturing plant in Detroit notices an employee consistently making a small but significant procedural error that could impact quality down the line.
Okay.
Instead of correcting them publicly or harshly, the supervisor might wait for a private moment, pull the employee aside, and say, I remember when I first learned this particular machine, I often overlooked that specific step too until I figured out a trick. Have you tried checking this gauge before hitting the start button? It often saves a lot of rework and makes the whole process smoother in the long run.
Sharing personal experience, making it relatable.
Exactly. This indirect approach educates, empowers, and offers a solution without shaming, building competence, confidence, and loyalty, rather than defensiveness or embarrassment.
For you, the listener, this principle is an invaluable tool. It helps you provide feedback that truly nurtures growth, fosters continuous improvement, and prevents backlash, making you a more effective, respected, and influential leader or mentor in any context. It's about coaching someone to their own insights and fostering their autonomy. Very subtle, very powerful. Like, subscribe, and share for more updates. And now let's continue to the next chapter. Chapter 24 presents a wonderfully counterintuitive but incredibly powerful idea. Talk about your own mistakes first.
Leading with vulnerability.
Yes. Dale Carnegie models profound vulnerability here, suggesting that sharing your own past mistakes, shortcomings, and imperfections first creates an incredibly safe, empathetic space for others to acknowledge their own faults and, crucially, embrace change without fear of judgment.
It levels the playing field.
Completely. He cited Abraham Lincoln's humility again as a powerful historical example. Lincoln was famously known to openly admit his own errors, to learn from them publicly, and to share those lessons, which in turn inspired immense trust and fierce loyalty from his constituents and even from his political opponents. He wasn't afraid to be human, and that humanity was a source of strength, not weakness.
Emma, this is where true leadership often emerges. Carnegie's insightful analysis here profoundly shows that when a leader, a manager, or a mentor is open, transparent, and vulnerable about their own human fallibility, it immediately humanizes them in the eyes of others.
Makes them relatable.
Incredibly relatable. This transparency lowers the psychological barrier for those they lead, creating a powerful sense of shared experience, mutual understanding, and psychological safety. It makes the other person less defensive and far more willing to listen to advice, to acknowledge their own need for improvement, or to accept criticism, because they see a reflection of themselves, a fellow human being who makes mistakes and grows. This builds deep, authentic trust and strengthens the bonds within a team or relationship exponentially.
It's an act of profound courage, really, to admit your imperfections, especially in a leadership role, but it seems to pay off so much in building trust and openness.
It really does. Authenticity resonates.
And if we connect this to the bigger picture of 2025, in today's leadership podcasts, in team meetings, or even in company-wide addresses, leaders who transparently discuss their past challenges, their failures, and the lessons they've learned often build significantly stronger trust and deeper rapport with their audience or team members. It makes them relatable, authentic, and approachable, thereby enhancing their influence and inspiring greater openness from others.
For a compelling U.S.-based live example, imagine a CEO addressing her company after a quarter where financial targets were regrettably missed.
Tough situation for a CEO.
Very tough. Instead of solely blaming market conditions, external factors, or solely focusing on team performance issues, she courageously starts by saying, "Looking back, I made a critical misjudgment in allocating resources to Project X early in the quarter, and I take full responsibility for how that contributed significantly to our shortfall this quarter. I've learned a lot from that experience, and it's something I won't repeat."
Taking personal accountability first.
Right. Then she follows up. "Now, let's talk about how we as a collective team can adjust our strategy, learn from our experiences, and move forward more effectively." This fosters a collective problem-solving mindset, where everyone feels empowered to contribute to solutions, rather than feeling blamed or disengaged. It sets a powerful tone.
For you, the listener, this principle is absolutely invaluable. It's a foundational tool for building genuine trust, fostering a culture of honesty and psychological safety within any group, and offering incredibly relatable, impactful, and authentic guidance as a leader or mentor. It's a direct pathway to deeper human connection and true influence. It starts with you. Like, subscribe, and share for more updates, and now let's continue to the next chapter. Okay, chapter 25 states a fundamental truth of human nature. No one likes to take orders. Pretty direct.
Seems universally true.
Doesn't it? This is a principle that challenges traditional command and control leadership styles. Dale Carnegie advocates for inquiring over dictating, profoundly advising leaders to ask thoughtful questions rather than issuing direct commands, thereby transforming perceived orders into collaborative requests.
Shifting from command to question.
Exactly. He drew deep insights from military strategies and successful command structures where asking for input, framing tasks as a question, or inviting discussion led to significantly greater cooperation, initiative, and proactive problem-solving from subordinates, rather than mere, often grudging, obedience. It's about leadership through genuine collaboration and empowerment.
Emma, that's such a powerful observation about human autonomy. Carnegie's insightful analysis here reveals that people inherently, almost instinctively, resist being told what to do, because it often implies a lack of autonomy, a questioning of their intelligence, or a doubt about their competence on their part.
It can feel demeaning.
It can feel demeaning, yes. By asking questions like, what do you think we should do here to solve this problem effectively? Or how can we achieve this goal most efficiently, leveraging everyone's strengths? You immediately empower team members.
You engage their brains.
Exactly. This approach stimulates their creativity, engages their problem-solving skills, and critically generates a profound sense of ownership over the task. This fosters genuine buy-in, intrinsic motivation, and enthusiastic effort, far beyond simple external compliance or just following orders.
That's a huge difference, isn't it? From compliance to genuine contribution and enthusiasm. And if we connect this to the bigger picture of 2025, in contemporary team environments, particularly in dynamic tech companies, creative agencies, or innovative fields,
Where you need that initiative.
you absolutely need it. Solutions leads to significantly higher engagement, demonstrably better outcomes, and a stronger sense of team cohesion and psychological safety than simply dictating tasks or micromanaging. It's about leading with curiosity, not just control, and trusting the intelligence of your team.
For a very illustrative US-based live example, consider a manager at a bustling marketing agency in Los Angeles who needs a new ad campaign developed for a key client.
High pressure, creative work.
Exactly. Instead of simply saying, design an ad for product Z by next week with these specific elements and this exact tagline, she takes a collaborative approach. She gathers her team and asks, we need a compelling campaign for product Z by next week. What are your initial thoughts on the strongest message that would truly resonate with our target audience? And how might we get this done most efficiently, leveraging everyone's individual strengths and creative ideas?
Opening it up to the team.
Completely. This open-ended approach immediately gets the team invested from the start, generating more creative solutions, fostering a sense of shared responsibility, and ensuring enthusiastic participation rather than just ticking boxes.
For you, the listener, this principle is a cornerstone of effective leadership. It empowers your teams, fosters genuine buy-in, and encourages significantly greater initiative, creativity, and ownership from those you lead. It's a hallmark of modern, influential leadership that builds a collaborative culture, not just a compliant one. Like, subscribe, and share for more updates, and now let's continue to the next chapter. Chapter 26 addresses a subtle yet incredibly critical aspect of human interaction, especially when things go wrong. Let the other person save face.
Protecting dignity. It's so important.
So important. Dale Carnegie profoundly emphasizes the critical importance of protecting egos during corrections, disagreements, or even necessary disciplinary actions, ensuring that individuals can maintain their dignity, their self-respect, and that alliances or relationships remain intact.
Avoiding humiliation at all costs.
Yes. He drew from compelling examples of historical diplomats who skillfully navigated complex, high-stakes international relations. These diplomats consistently avoided public humiliation, direct accusations, or open shaming, thus maintaining open lines of communication and preventing a complete breakdown of alliances, even in times of immense tension and profound disagreement. It's about respecting the other person's pride, even when they're wrong.
Emma, this is where true emotional intelligence in leadership really shines. Carnegie's insightful analysis here highlights that attacking someone's pride, publicly shaming them, or cornering them in a way that makes them feel foolish or incompetent creates deep, festering resentment that is incredibly difficult and sometimes impossible to overcome.
It creates an enemy.
It creates an enemy, not an ally. When you make a conscious, empathetic effort to allow someone to save face, even when they are clearly in error, you demonstrate profound respect for their personhood, their feelings, their reputation. This gesture of respect encourages them to accept criticism, to make necessary changes, and to learn from mistakes without feeling like they've lost status, credibility, or respect within the group.
So they can accept the feedback without losing dignity.
Exactly. This leads to far more harmonious, sustainable, and willing changes, preserving valuable relationships and ensuring future cooperation.
It's often the hardest thing to do when someone has clearly made a mistake, to prioritize their dignity over, say, venting your own frustration, but the long-term payoff is immense.
Discipline over reaction.
Yes. And if we connect this to the bigger picture of 2025, in modern HR practices and performance management, discreet and empathetic feedback, always focusing on future actions and solutions rather than dwelling on past failures, and crucially, always delivered in private, is absolutely critical for retaining valuable talent and preventing resentment that can lead to an employee's disengagement, demoralization, or even their departure from the organization. It's about coaching, not shaming.
For a very impactful US-based live example, imagine a basketball coach in a major college athletic program who needs to bench a star player for poor academic performance. A tough but necessary decision.
Tough for the player, tough for the team.
Very tough. Instead of making a public spectacle, a harsh announcement to the team, or humiliating the player in front of their peers, the coach pulls the player aside privately. The coach expresses profound disappointment in the academic lapse, but also strong, unwavering belief in their athletic potential and character.
Balancing criticism with belief.
Precisely. They frame the benching not as just a punishment, but as an opportunity. This is a chance to focus intensely on your academics, to get back on the court stronger and more focused, and to reaffirm your commitment to your education. This approach preserves the player's dignity, their standing within the team, and their long-term trust in the coach, fostering a path to redemption rather than resentment or shame.
For you, the listener, this principle is an invaluable tool. It helps you maintain valuable alliances, navigate difficult conversations with grace, and ensure harmonious changes, even in the most challenging situations, by always treating others with profound respect and understanding their inherent need for dignity and self-worth. Never underestimate the power of letting someone save face. Like, subscribe, and share for more updates, and now let's continue to the next chapter.
Okay, chapter 27 brings us to a wonderfully positive and incredibly effective principle: how to spur people on to success. This chapter is all about motivation and encouragement.
Building momentum through positivity. Exactly. Dale Carnegie highlights the immense, almost catalytic power of lavishly praising every progress, no matter how small, to ignite further effort and inspire people to achieve even greater success, creating a virtuous cycle of improvement.
Catching people doing something right.
Yes, he vividly showed how effective educators and enlightened managers, even in tough economic eras like the 1930s, used constant encouragement and genuine recognition of even minor improvements to uplift students and workers. This approach built their confidence, fueled their self-esteem, and consistently drove them forward towards higher achievements. It's about celebrating the journey, not just the destination, noticing the small steps.
Emma, this is where positive reinforcement truly becomes a force multiplier. Carnegie's insightful analysis here profoundly illustrates that positive reinforcement is an extraordinarily powerful and often underutilized motivator. When people's efforts and progress are genuinely acknowledged, specifically recognized, and sincerely celebrated, even in seemingly minor ways.
The little wins.
Right, the little wins. It profoundly fuels their self-esteem, validates their hard work and dedication, and makes them truly believe they are capable of achieving even more. This positive feedback loop intrinsically drives performance, fosters continuous improvement, and cultivates resilience, because the individual feels capable, valued, and understood. It creates a deep internal desire to continue excelling.
It's so much more powerful than focusing on deficits or mistakes, isn't it? It builds confidence rather than chipping away at it.
It absolutely energizes people.
And if we connect this to the bigger picture of 2025, this principle is deeply embedded in the design of modern apps and learning platforms that successfully engage users. Think of Duolingo, fitness trackers, or productivity apps.
Those little reward sounds and animations.
Exactly. They use rewards, badges, celebratory animations, positive feedback to motivate users and drive consistent engagement. They celebrate small milestones to keep you going towards larger goals, making the process feel rewarding and achievable.
For a very relatable, US-based live example, consider a personal trainer in a gym in sunny Miami, Florida, working with a client who is struggling with weight loss, maybe feeling discouraged.
Common scenario.
Very common. Instead of solely focusing on the remaining pounds, the ultimate goal weight, or any plateaus, the trainer enthusiastically praises the client for consistent effort. They might say, "That's incredible progress. You've consistently shown up for every workout this week. You've increased your water intake, and you're lifting slightly heavier weights on your squats. You're building serious strength and dedication, and that's what truly counts."
Focusing on the positive actions, the effort.
Exactly. This sustained, specific encouragement keeps the client motivated through challenges and plateaus, fostering long-term commitment and belief in their own capability, rather than demotivation from perceived slow progress or focusing only on the scale.
For you, the listener, this principle is an incredibly powerful tool. It helps you effectively motivate yourself and others, fostering a continuous cycle of success and profound improvement in literally any endeavor, whether it's personal growth, leading team projects, nurturing family goals, or pursuing new skills. It's about finding the good and helping it grow, celebrating every step. Like, subscribe, and share for more updates, and now let's continue to the next chapter. Chapter 28 has a wonderfully memorable, almost whimsical title. Give a dog a good name. Sounds a bit strange, maybe.
It does, but the principle behind it is profound.
It really is. The core idea here is anything but trivial. It's incredibly insightful and powerful. Dale Carnegie suggests that by strategically assigning positive labels, by genuinely believing in someone's inherent good qualities, and by giving people a good reputation to live up to,
setting a high bar based on potential.
Exactly. You can inspire them to meet and often even exceed those high expectations. He vividly showed how historical figures and leaders were often able to rise to great challenging expectations when a positive reputation, a significant responsibility, or a noble quality was consciously bestowed upon them. This act of positive affirmation made them eager, almost compelled, to embody that esteemed role and fulfill the trust placed in them. It's the profound power of positive framing and belief.
Emma, this principle taps into the deep psychological concept of the self-fulfilling prophecy, or the Pygmalion effect. Carnegie's insightful analysis recognizes this powerful effect when you genuinely believe in someone's potential, articulate that belief, and express it by associating positive qualities or a good name with a person.
You call forth their best self.
You often unlock capabilities and strength they didn't even know they had within themselves. By saying, in essence, I see you as X, a leader, a problem solver, a kind person, you subtly motivate them, often unconsciously, to act in ways consistent with that esteemed label. This leads to remarkable uplift and profound growth because people strive to live up to the best version of themselves that you've reflected back to them. It's an act of leadership that cultivates potential.
That's fascinating how our perception of others and how we communicate it can literally shape their reality and behavior.
It's a huge responsibility, actually.
It is. And if we connect this to the bigger picture of 2025 in modern branding, personal development, and even within team dynamics, the way we label ourselves and others significantly shapes identities, influences self-perception, and encourages behavior consistent with those labels. It's why aspirational branding works so well, for example. It invites people to see themselves in a desired, elevated light.
For a deeply moving U.S.-based live example, imagine a principal at a challenging inner-city high school in Philadelphia. She notices a struggling student who has a history of disciplinary issues and disruptive behavior.
A student may be written off by others?
Possibly. Instead of focusing solely on past negative actions or labeling the student as troubled, the principal calls the student in for a private conversation. She says, "You know, I genuinely see a natural leader in you. Someone with a strong sense of justice and a powerful voice. I believe you have the potential to make a real difference here. I'm going to assign you to mentor a younger student who is also struggling."
Wow, giving responsibility and a positive label.
Exactly. This profound act of trust and positive labeling often inspires the student to rise to the occasion, embrace the responsibility, and fundamentally transform their behavior to align with that good name and the belief placed in them, changing their trajectory. It gives them something positive to live up to.
For you, the listener, this principle provides an incredibly powerful and uplifting tool. It's a way to profoundly uplift others, to shape identities in a positive direction, and to inspire people to become the best versions of themselves simply by believing in them, articulating that belief, and giving them that metaphorical good name to live up to. See the potential, name it, and watch it grow. Like, subscribe, and share for more updates, and now let's continue to the next chapter.
Okay, Chapter 29 is a brilliant psychological hack titled, Make the Fault Seem Easy to Correct. This seems related to motivation again.
Absolutely. It's about removing fear and building confidence for change.
Right. Dale Carnegie advises leaders, parents, and anyone offering feedback to frame necessary fixes and improvements as simple, manageable, and highly achievable, thereby profoundly reducing resistance and easing the path to change with an optimistic, encouraging outlook.
Lowering the barrier to entry for improvement. Exactly. He drew compelling lessons from numerous recovery stories during his era, where individuals and communities propelled themselves forward, not by facing insurmountable odds, but because hope and optimism made seemingly daunting challenges appear manageable, broken down into achievable steps. It's about making the mountain feel like a molehill, even when it's a significant shift.
Emma, that's so true. The sheer perception of difficulty can be the biggest barrier to even starting. Carnegie's insightful analysis here profoundly emphasizes that the fear of difficulty, the feeling of being overwhelmed, and the anxiety of potential failure are huge psychological barriers to initiating and, crucially, sustaining change.
We procrastinate or just give up before we start.
Exactly. By breaking down a problem or a needed improvement into small, manageable, actionable steps, and by expressing genuine confidence that the person can easily overcome it, you dramatically reduce their anxiety. This approach significantly increases their self-efficacy, their belief in their own ability to succeed, and simplifies the transformation process, making the daunting seem entirely doable, often with remarkable speed. It removes the psychological inertia.
I think this is a lesson that applies not just to leading others, but to self-improvement too. We often get stuck trying to do too much at once, get overwhelmed, and then quit.
Breaking it down is key for personal goals, too.
Absolutely. And if we connect this to the bigger picture of 2025, this principle is foundational in modern self-help and productivity apps, which are designed to encourage users to take small, consistent steps. This approach makes large, ambitious goals feel much less daunting, preventing burnout, and encourages sustained effort over time, leading to lasting habits and significant cumulative progress. They make it seem easy.
For a very practical, U.S.-based live example, consider a doctor talking to a patient about improving their diet for better overall health, perhaps to manage a chronic condition like diabetes or high blood pressure.
Can feel overwhelming for the patient.
Totally overwhelming. Instead of giving an overwhelming, restrictive list of dietary prohibitions and radical changes, the doctor might suggest, let's start with just one small change this week. Try swapping out your sugary soft drink for water at lunch every day. That's a super easy step to begin with. It's something you can do right away, and it can make a big difference over time.
One simple, achievable step.
Exactly. This optimistic, manageable approach gets the patient started on a path to healthier habits without feeling defeated or overwhelmed before they even begin, fostering a sense of success from the very first step, which then encourages the next step.
For you, the listener, this principle is an incredibly powerful tool. It empowers you to simplify transformations for yourself and for others, encouraging significant progress through achievable, optimistic steps, effectively turning aspiration into tangible reality. It's about building momentum through small, easy-feeling victories. Like, subscribe, and share for more updates, and now let's continue to the next chapter. And now we arrive at the culmination of Dale Carnegie's wisdom on leadership, Chapter 30, a powerful capstone titled, Making People Glad to Do What You Want. This sounds like the ultimate goal.
The pinnacle of influence, perhaps.
Right. This chapter concludes his profound insights on leadership by emphasizing the exquisite art of aligning your request with the other person's joy, their intrinsic motivations, and their perceived self-interest, thereby creating willing, enthusiastic partners through mutual wins.
Finding that perfect alignment?
Exactly. This principle is deeply rooted in the cooperative spirits and community-building efforts observed in his time, particularly during the Great Depression. Carnegie meticulously showed how truly effective leaders found innovative ways to make tasks, collaborations, and shared endeavors genuinely beneficial and desirable for all parties involved, cultivating genuine enthusiasm and sustained commitment.
Emma, this chapter truly represents the ultimate synthesis of all the previous principles we've discussed. Carnegie's insightful analysis here argues that true, lasting leadership means deeply understanding and strategically appealing to what genuinely motivates people, their deepest desires, their specific needs, their aspirations, their sense of contribution, or their pride.
Tying it all together.
It's about crafting your requests in such a profound way that they feel genuinely glad to do what you ask, precisely because they clearly see a benefit, a joy, a purpose, or a sense of fulfillment for themselves in the action. This transforms mere compliance into enthusiastic participation, ensuring lasting leadership, genuine cooperation, and significantly deeper, more resilient relationships, because everyone involved feels like a winner, and their individual goals are also met.
It's the highest form of influence, turning an obligation into an opportunity, something they want to do. And if we connect this to the bigger picture of 2025, in successful business partnerships, complex negotiations, and broad collaborations,
where win-win is the goal.
Right. The most effective, enduring deals are always those meticulously structured for true mutual benefit. Here, all parties feel genuinely glad and eager to participate, not out of duress, but because their own goals, interests, and aspirations are clearly met, advanced, and celebrated within the partnership. It's the essence of true, sustainable partnership and win-win thinking.
For a compelling U.S.-based live example, consider a local church leader in a small, tight-knit town in rural Georgia who needs volunteers for a comprehensive community cleanup day.
Getting volunteers can be tough.
Can be very tough. Instead of just listing tasks or solely appealing to a sense of duty or obligation, she strategically emphasizes several aspects. She highlights how the cleanup will visibly beautify their shared community, creating a tangible sense of pride. She frames it as a fun opportunity for neighbors to socialize, deepen their bonds, and enjoy each other's company while working toward a common goal.
Making it about community and connection.
Exactly. This powerful appeal to their sense of belonging, their desire for enjoyable social interaction, and their pride in their environment makes people genuinely glad to volunteer, transforming a chore into a fulfilling communal event they look forward to.
For you, the listener, this principle is the ultimate capstone for effective and lasting leadership, influence, and relationship building. It allows you to achieve your goals by truly making people glad, enthusiastic, and willing to do what you want, fostering genuine, robust, and joyful partnerships in every area of your life. It's the art of creating shared vision and mutual satisfaction, really bringing it all home. Like, subscribe, and share for more updates. # outro.
Wow, what an incredibly detailed journey we've taken through all 30 chapters of Dale Carnegie's How to Win Friends and Influence People.
It really covers so much ground, doesn't it?
It really does. We've explored every facet from those foundational techniques of avoiding criticism and showing genuine
The
appreciation,
basics, but so crucial.
and the subtle arts of winning people to your way of thinking, and finally, those profound strategies for inspiring action and leading with empathy and collaboration. It's been a really comprehensive exploration of timeless wisdom. And each chapter, though penned nearly a century ago amidst a very different world, offers profound, actionable insights that are, well, undeniably relevant, I'd say crucial, for navigating our lives in 2025.
Couldn't agree more.
It truly offers a timeless, sophisticated shortcut to understanding human connection in a way that feels fresh, impactful, and deeply personal. It reminds us that while technology and society evolve like crazy, the fundamental drivers of human nature, they endure.
They really do. At its very heart, what Dale Carnegie discovered and what we've unpacked today wasn't about manipulation or adopting some kind of fake persona.
Important distinction.
Very important. It was about cultivating a deeper, more empathetic understanding of human nature, a profound realization that influence, career promotions, personal relationships, successful sales, even simple friendships, truly hinge on how authentically you make people feel.
It always comes back to feeling.
Always. It's about unlocking that hidden power within yourself to positively, meaningfully, and genuinely impact every single interaction.
So after this extensive deep dive, what does all of this truly mean for you today, listening to this? It's not simply about applying these rules as a checklist or a series of tactics.
It's deeper than that.
It's much deeper. It's about cultivating a fundamental, profound shift in how you view and approach every single human interaction. This raises an important, maybe introspective question. Are you ready to stop focusing primarily on what you want to say, what you want to achieve?
Your own agenda.
Your own agenda. And truly, genuinely start focusing first and foremost on how you want others to feel in your presence. That shift in perspective, that intentionality, it can change absolutely everything.
It really can. We truly hope you found these insights as fascinating and transformative as we did. Thank you so much for joining us on this comprehensive deep dive into Dale Carnegie's enduring wisdom. We deeply encourage you to take these principles, reflect on them, maybe pick one or two to start with, and begin applying them in your life starting today to unlock your full potential in human connection.